everyone, welcome to 2024. My channel is not going to change much this year at all. I will be putting up whatever I'm working on, and currently I'm working on replenishing my stock of cards. I decided that I would use my old Sizzix Bigs die. This is Flourish Floral. So there it is there. What it looks like underneath. It's been well used. I absolutely love this thing, and because it's a big die, I can cut 5 to 6 sheets of paper in one hit, so I get a lot of the cutting done all in one pass, which is awesome. I also located some beautiful embossed pieces of paper the other day when I was going through my stuff, and I thought, right, time to use this. And I'm just hauling out some bits and pieces here that I've got stashed underneath my Cuttlebug plates. They're just very pretty, and I've had them sitting around doing nothing, and I'd even forgotten I had them, so I thought, okay, you found these, now do something with them. So found these, remembered I had the die, and I thought, right, this is what we're going to do. So I have used one of the dies here, and I'll put a little flat back pearl on it. I've got a roll of these, and I've cut some apart, and I've got them in a little container. A couple of different varieties, little wagon wheels as I call them, and then the cut pearls. So they're going into the center. I think they look quite pretty. A little bit of glue string there. But a piece of paper from my stash, the embossed paper, and the self-adhesive. I came across these as well. It's a little stack I had from goodness knows when, around about 2018 I reckon. I must start putting dates on my things so that I know. But these are adhesive papers. They're very, very good, decent cardstock. So they cut really, really well through the Cuttlebug. Oh no, not the Cuttlebug. I use my Couture Creations. So, going back to the card, the backing paper, the embossed paper, the cutout, and a little sentiment there that says just for you. The cut pearl, and job is done. It's absolutely very, very simple. I've made 2 cards, and I've got another couple I'm going to make with you. This card I also found, and it had a piece cut here, so I thought, okay, I can do something with that too. Cut down the embossed paper, put that there, put the flower there, cut out some floral of these, and then cut them apart. You can just see I've got a little bit of a shadow coming through on the sides of the flowers, but that's okay too. And then a little bit of my paper lays down the center there, or down the side, to finish that card off, and that one's a glossy card, whereas the brown one is basically cardstock. Not cardstock, what do they call it? Craft. Yeah. Okay, so let's get on with this one. I have already put the papers on there. Now let's tissy this up a little bit. Now, because this is self-adhesive, and because it's older stock, I'm going to use my little fine glue pot and put a little bit of glue around there just to make sure that it sticks. It's quite sticky, but it's okay. I don't mind doubling up on glue with things like this. And I think the older and the longer you have your stash, the more you're going to have to double up on gluing things, so that you're making sure that your older things are glued down properly. I apologize for the shadows. It's mid-afternoon and I'm still getting lots of shadows. It is better than when I started off the day. It was very overcast and we got a little bit of rain, which was beautiful. Did not mind that at all. Okay. I'll put it in place. these are parts of the cutout process. Now I decided that to throw out the negative space created by these flowers would be a little bit of a waste. So I'll show you something that I did with it in just a little minute. Once I've made this little card, I can digress a wee bit and show you what I've done. That should go in there, but I'm going to put one of the little pearls in there, so that's why I popped it into that place there. These cards are so quick and simple to make. Very, very easy. So if you're wanting something quick and cheery to make yourself a few clean and simple cards. Something quick, something simple, and get your mojo back doing something that's pretty and nice. I haven't had to get mojo back. I've just been taking the last couple of weeks off so that I can work out what I'm going to do. And like I said, this year's not going to change much at all. Whoops, I've got a big blob. Put that over in my little cup. Okay. Now I've already put some dimensional tape on the bottom. Just making sure these petals stay down where they're supposed to stay. By the sheer nature of these cards, I am going to have to put an insert into them because you really can't write successfully on brown. It just doesn't appeal to me, so I will be putting just a blank sheet of paper in there so that I can write messages on them. And this little one says just for you, and I'm going to put that down the bottom here. And voila, card number 3 done. So as you can see by the inside, it could be written on, yes, but I prefer to put something else in there to write on. So that's that little card done. So that's 3 out of the 5 I've got prepared. Now before I forget to show you, what I did was the blue was cut out, and this is the flower that I used from in here. That was that one there. So I had all of this page with the cutout left, and I thought, what can I do with it? I'm not going to waste it. So I thought, okay, I've got a notebook still going, and I've still got a few pages in it, so let's pop it into that. So I put the negative space in there, and then I got the positive, another flower that I'd already cut out, and I put that in there, and then just to give it a little bit more oomph, I had to colour the background white because I'd lost these little cutouts. I think I might have thrown them out. And then I just put some Kindy Glitz around different places of the die cut. I think I might put some paper lace in here just to give it a little bit more prettiness, but that's what I thought I would show you what I did with that negative space. So don't throw out your negative spaces if you think you can use them. Okay, on with this next card. Recipe is the same. Now I've already put the tape around the edge. Now who can tell me why I put tape around the edge and then glue the middles? I've told you this a couple of times, but I want to see if you remember. Why do I use 2 types of glue? I can hear some of you out there trying to answer me. Keep thinking, because I'll tell you about it in a minute. But before I tell you, pop your answer down in the comments below so that I know you're thinking about me. Okay, some tacky glue. making sure I've got this the right side or right way up. Okay. Alright, now the reason I use two methods of gluing is while the wet glue is drying, the taped glue is sticking it down. It's holding it down in place. It's also holding my corners and my edges down nice and neatly, nice and tightly. That is the major reason why I use double-sided tape on the edges and the wet glue on the middle to hold my edges down. I don't like the idea of them flapping around in the breeze and possibly coming loose. Having a little bit of fun with this one here. Okay. Half-inch either side, about a quarter-inch on the top. Okay, got it. I like to line up my reverse sides of the paper that I'm putting on so that I know when I go to stick it down how much room I've got, how much space I've got, so that I'm not making an absolute dog's breakfast of things. Rid of the rubbish. Now I was going to cut out a floral and put it in the top, but I rather like this just the way it is. It sort of blends into the white too much. So we're going to do it just the way it is. And I've thrown out my little curlies, so without the little splashes there too. That's okay. I don't really have an issue with that. Okay, oops, nearly forgot to glue it, didn't I? What I've got in this glue is the Turbo Tacky, the Aleene's brand, but I've just decanted it so that I've got a smaller nozzle. The pin actually came out in my hand one day, so I decided to leave it out and just use it as the stopper. And I can still get a very fine line if I need to, using the nozzle of the bottle as it is. Quite happy with that. And I don't need a lot of glue because, as I said, this is already tacky. I'm just reinforcing it a little bit to make sure that it does stay put. I remember one year I made some cards and I left them sitting for a couple of years, and I used double-sided tape. I sent them out like a dutiful person and sent out everyone Christmas cards, and half of them didn't make it because the topper came adrift because I only had one type of glue, and that was a double-sided tape. So it was a little bit embarrassing. Cards looked lovely when I sent them, and I thought, yep, we're going to be safe with this, no worries. But no, we weren't safe at all. Come on. Got glue stuck in the... Oh, come on. I'm struggling here to get a piece of rubbish out of my bin to clean the nozzle with. Isn't that silly? It doesn't need to be a very big piece. Come on. Do you know it helps if you open the glue? There it is. There it is. Lovely big glue blob. I've been squeezing it like crazy and it's just gone blobby on me. Oh, good Lord. Oh, I don't believe this. Of all the nonsense to happen. I will leave that to dry out so that I can peel it off in one lump. Oh, that is so disgusting. The things you do when you're not expecting things, or the things that happen when you're not expecting it. Well, that's put me off making another card with you, hasn't it? Yes. Oh dear. I'm still chastising myself in my mind. And I think we all do that when things go wrong on camera. We don't necessarily tell ourselves off out loud, but by gee, do we tell ourselves off quietly. I'm looking forward to this year, crafty-wise. I've got a couple of things that I'd like to do with you. Still the same sort of stuff, but just something just a little bit different for a change. Well, not different at all for a change, just a different book. How's that? And she gets stuck to the greeting. Yay! Maybe I could put that there and camouflage. Oh, I could do that too, and I think I will do. Turn that glue into something useful. Because I can just almost see what's going to happen. I go to peel it off and I'm going to end up with all my paper and everything ruined. So there you go. Out of a mistake comes something very pretty. And that's what mistakes are. They are an adventure and a reason, an excuse to make something different and turn things around. And that certainly turned that one around. Normally I would have the greeting down here or up there. But it's okay where it is, I think. Let me know what you think about that. Okay, last one. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Otherwise I'm going to feel incomplete if I don't. And the same as the card before, I'm going to leave it with just the coloured scrapbook paper I've used for the cutout. I think it's quite nice on its own without having a second colour in. Thank goodness the A-Lens doesn't come out all blobby like the other one does. You know, when you're mass producing cards, and 5 isn't actually a complete mass production, but it's enough. It's always nice to have things pre-cut so you can just put them down. It's rather nice. This one is not adhesive, so that one has to be glued down properly. I think I might do some more embossed papers and put them into my racks, as in RAK, Random Acts of Kindness. I think people who don't have the equipment would probably appreciate it. Right, get rid of these. Oh, there's two there, I think. No, it's just the edge of the die has gone into that. That's okay. Alrighty. I'm gluing down the center of these strips, or as close as I can to the center, because the glue is going to spread. I'm using a little bit more than I did on the adhesive ones, because this one is not adhesive and the glue will spread a little. Sorry, I bumped the tripod. The bone folder is a little easier to use on narrow spots than your fingers, I find. My opinion only. Okay, let's use this funny glue again. Oh, look at that glue up first up. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that's terrible. It's all stuck to my fingers. Oh, that'll be right. Glue on the outside. I will reconcile that with something else later. Okay, I don't have another greeting ready for this one, so I will have to love and leave you with this meager effort today. I do thank you very, very much for joining me. I'm sorry it's been a little bit of a disaster in a couple of places, but with me, you get what you see. What you see is what you get. I don't edit. And so you get the bloopers, you get the mistakes, you get it all. But I think these cards are quite lovely. So again, thank you very, very, very much for coming back to see me. I do hope that 2024 is a wonderful year for you, health-wise, wealth-wise, and happiness. Most of all, happiness. And for me, crafting is my happy space, so I will see you in my happy space again. Bye-bye for now. Take care.